Hey guys, how's it going? Denonu here. I don't normally make these regular commentaries, so forgive me if this sounds unprofessional or anything like that, but I just had this thing that's been bugging me. And well, first off, let me set the stage. I was playing with a friend, right? I was playing some Black Ops 2, and I joined a session, and eventually we partied up with him and a couple of his friends. And this isn't really just about them per se, even though that's what kind of made me, I ain't gonna say made me do it, but it kind of just got me to thinking about this, this subject in general. And so I partied up with them, and every game or every lobby that we jumped into where there was another group of people on the enemy team that was either partying up or they were a part of the same clan or had the same clan tags, we would back out. And and I'm not the kind of person to bitch about that kind of sort of stuff, because to me, I'll just play. I mean, if I lose, I lose. I win, I win. And it's not that I don't care about winning and losing like that, but it's just for me personally, I like the challenge of it. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me think about, like, what happened to pride in not in gaming, like in not only gaming, but like as in like other things too beyond gaming. But like, what happened to pride and integrity and I'm not gonna say the people I'm playing with, they didn't have pride, because like I said, this isn't about them. I could say this about the gaming community in general. I mean, you could put it in other things too, but it's just like people always want to take the easy way out. Whatever happened to appreciating the value of hard work? I mean, I'm 29. I mean, I've been playing games since, the early 80s, since before Mario 1 came out. And to me, it seems like I would say this console generation and maybe perhaps the next gen. I mean, who knows? I would assume it will carry on, because I mean, I can't see people stop playing or just suddenly changing with with the newer consoles coming out. But it's just people don't have pride no more. Like, I'll get into a lobby and in Call of Duty, and it seems like every match that I play in is like a group of people quitting out, 3 or 4 host migrations, shit like that. And it's just like, when people get their ass whooped, instead of rising to the occasion, which they should do, it's like they just back out and quit. Now, granted, I mean, people play the game however they want to play it. I mean, I'm not saying, hey, look, you must play like this. I mean, because who am I? I ain't nobody. I'm just a gamer just like they are. But it's just the people that I was gaming with my friend, like I was telling you earlier, before I got sidetracked. I was playing with them, and they were good players. Now, mind you, in Call of Duty, I am terribly average. I'm probably in between. I'm not a noob at the game or shooters in general, but I'm like average to probably in between average and then like those YouTube pub star people that drop like 50 kill games and shit like that. So I'm not no beast player by any means. But to me, it seems like, I hold these guys to regard, they were better than me. They could be like the minor YouTube pub star kind of sort of people. That's how good they were, as far as that's how I saw it, how good they were. Maybe I'm wrong about that, who knows. But I remember hearing them talking about their KDs and all this shit and stuff. And it reminded me of Halo 3, and how people held that in such high regard. And I was thinking to myself, like, why do you value your KD if all you do is you just back out of tough matches, or when you come across a group of people who are on the same caliber as you? And to me, I was like, that's a bitch move right there. That is that. I don't know how else to describe it, but that is like, you are a true bitch, because you can't claim yourself, oh my KD is this and I'm this good at the game and you suck, or I'm more badass than you, if all you do is play weak ass people. I mean, maybe it's just me, but that sounds like a bitch move. That sounds like the ultimate bitch, like, you just afraid to say fuck it. That's why I mean I like it's like games now they don't. I'm not gonna say enforce because they can't really enforce anything upon the player, but it's like they cater to the player way too much. Like I loved it how like in Halo 3, how granted you could exploit the system if you knew it, like that, but it had the 1 through 50 ranking system where like if you did good you ranked up and if you did bad you ranked down. It's not like Call of Duty. It's kind of like the Call of Duty's version of KD, kinda sorta, but there was more factors that factored into it. But it's just like people they don't secure the objective. I mean like I said, I don't know why, but it's just like people don't care anymore about the games or them just doing their own thing as far as online, and they just don't care about teamwork no more. They'll go in a game and they'll be just off doing their own thing. They'll be kill whoring and team in like team-based objective games and stuff. And it's like, what the fuck? Why do you even play a team-based objective game if all you're gonna do is kill whore and not care about the team? I mean, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the gaming industry. Maybe since they held our hand for like the past 5 or 6 years, maybe these are the new influx of gamers that just started with the 360 and all of that had all the hand holding. I don't know, but to me, I would rather see something change as far as how people play the game. And I don't know if they can do anything about it, but it's like, because it's a community problem. It's not necessarily a problem with the game per se. I think in regards to, let's say, Call of Duty, because I see it more so in that than any other game, but that don't mean it's because of Call of Duty, but it could just be because more people play it, like in Battlefield or Halo or other shooters. They all have their own bullshit, but as far as like people quitting out or anything like that, it's nowhere near to the same level as Call of Duty. Like I've played Call of Duty matches where like one person on my team will be doing good, not necessarily me, but they'll have kill streaks up in the air and throwing all this shit up in the air and things like that, and like the whole other team will back out to where you have no opposition, and my team wins by default. I'm like, what the fuck? So now we can't even play the game because their team were a bunch of bitches, rather than manning up and saying fuck it. We still gonna try to win. I know me, like I'm the kind of person to where like, even I've had that happen to me too, where I'm like the only person left on the other team. To me, instead of backing out myself, because to me, I don't care about my KD like that. My KD or my score in a game or how many kills I get don't validate how good of a player I am or shit like that. Because I just don't care what other people think. I'm gonna let me determine that, and how I play determine how people perceive me to play, if that makes sense. And it's just I've played games where I've been on team, on an enemy team and had my whole team back out, and I could have been one of those guys to be like, oh yeah, let me back out too. I can't win, but my frame and my mentality is like, fuck that. I'm gonna put on a stealth class and run around the map picking people off, being an asshole, trying to make the other team get frustrated enough to quit because they don't spending all day looking for me. That's the kind of person I am. I remember one day in Bad Company 2, I joined this lobby and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was 2 enemy snipers on one of the big ass maps, and I joined the enemy team, and they were just spawn raping me. Every time I would spawn and respawn, they would kept shooting me. And so I was like, alright, well fuck it, I was sniping in that game anyway, so I played it like a true sniper. I played it to where like I wasn't seen and was shooting the fuck out of them. Started winning the match, and that match ran for like an hour and a half. And to me, that was one of the best matches that I've played in a really long time, because it's just like that pride that people should have when they play a team-based game. It's just because otherwise, why play a team-based game? Go in free-for-all, go in Slayer or whatever first-person shooter variation, whatever they call it. They have them. If you aren't gonna play the objective, if you aren't gonna have pride and value, you know what I'm saying, your character, because that's all it is. It's like integrity, you know, then why play how you play and then knowing and saying just fuck everybody else? I mean, whatever happened to that integrity that you have as a person, to where like I know I'm not going to back out because I know it's going to fuck up the person next to me. I mean, it's like maybe because it's a game and people don't think about it that way, or they just don't care about it, but that's fucked up. It really is. I mean, like I said, I mean, I hope it changes, but who knows. The game's wrapping up. I know it ain't nothing really special. It's just me just being a dick and putting sentry guns at spawns on Call of Duty. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. Thanks for listening. And, you know, let me know if you guys want me to talk about anything else or anything like that. Or if you have any comments, let me know them too. I mean, I read all of my shit down there at the bottom. So anyway, hit me up on Twitter, or if you want me to ask questions or anything like that too. So I only have like 5 people following me on Twitter, so I'll put it at the bottom of every video, trying to get people to join. But anyway, let me stop rambling. Anyway, thanks for watching the video and, you know, hearing me blabber on about stuff that's on my mind. Peace.